Hi, I'm Liz Rodriguez, and over the last year, I've been working with Christine Modi, a faculty member at the Sweetland Center for Writing, and Elizabeth Hillman, another graduate student, to create learning objects for writing. We have worked on 3 main projects. Our first project was an introduction to visual rhetoric for students in Sweetland's Writing 100 class. All students taking this class have to complete an online portfolio as part of their coursework. This learning object took 2 parts. The first part was a Prezi, an online presentation software, to introduce students to the basic concepts of visual rhetoric. To go along with the introductory Prezi, we also created a hot potatoes quiz that allowed students to apply the concepts that they had learned. This quiz had them go through and basically analyze another student's online portfolio to give them a chance to apply the concepts of visual rhetoric to understand the effect of the composition choices they had made. This LO created an introduction to a topic that is important for students in all Writing 100 classes, and it also allowed students to receive feedback for how they were applying the concepts of visual rhetoric. The challenges we faced were thinking about how to use an LO format, which traditionally requires evaluation feedback, to teach and apply interpretive skills. So skills where there might not be a right or wrong answer, but the goal is to create a critical thought process. The next LO we worked on was a module to teach rhetorical analysis, which is the process of reading a text to understand the rhetorical choices a writer has made and what effect they have on the reader. The first form we attempted for this was to create a PowerPoint with audio. This rapidly became long and clunky, and we didn't really feel increased engagement in these concepts. So after scripting a process of going through and rhetorically analyzing a piece of text, we decided to use that script as the basis for a web page, which would take the form exemplified below by a different web page, but this provides an example where we would have the text introducing a particular concept of rhetorical analysis at the top, and then at the second half of the page there would be 2 columns, one with the sample text and one with an analysis of that text. We haven't created this yet, but we anticipate this is the form that this LO would take. What we got out of working on this LO was a scripted process for conducting rhetorical analysis. That would be the future of an LO that we would plan to create. And we also grappled with challenges that we think are central to thinking about LOs for writing in general. One is finding a compelling open source text that is Creative Commons licensed. We had been using a New York Times editorial, and that would have presented problems in creating a truly open learning object. And the second big challenge was thinking about what format would really increase interaction in teaching and applying these terms. Currently, we are working on an LO to examine the revision process. What we plan to do is collect and edit video clips of student writers who are discussing papers that they have revised for classes here at the University of Michigan. We're then going to incorporate those clips in a web page that would allow students to work through revision concepts in an order of their choosing, and then also combine that with things that would prompt student reflection and application of these concepts in their own writing. This is kind of a direction for LOs that we see going down in the future, thinking about the web as a multimedia platform to engage multiple senses and modes of attention in order to engage new ways of thinking about writing. The challenges in this project is identifying students who are willing to undertake the interview process and who have strong revision processes, and then it's going to be a labor-intensive process of editing the film. Overall, our key takeaways are that we really need to reach out and engage with others who are thinking about the specific challenge of using the web to teach writing skills, because again, these skills don't easily fit into a straightforward quiz evaluative feedback mechanism. There's also a lot of tools for teaching writing, or there's many tools online for doing writing, and we see one of our tasks is thinking about how these tools for doing online writing can then become part of the teaching of writing as well. So things like Google Docs and blogs and things like that. And overall, we keep running into the challenge of adapting an LO format to address writing skills in a way that accords with Sweetland's approach, which again isn't about a right or wrong answer, but it's about a thinking process. Thanks for your time.